Scott,
You the first one. Yeah, here we go.
Devin, we were talking to Mike Pellegrino the other day, and he said that there's not a cornerbacks room and a safeties room on this team. There's just a defensive backs room. Is that different from years past?
We've always met together, but this year we've kind of been, I would say we do less of just meeting, corners and safeties, where in the years past we did a lot of meeting separate and then we would meet together sometimes. This year has just been all together, and I think it's really helped just everything we do, whether it's a safety check or a corner check, both sides really know what's going on, and I think because of how we're built as a unit, we have a lot of guys that play corner, but in other packages, they really play linebacker / safety, and then we have safeties that in other packages play kind of like a nickel. So all of the teaching kind of is cross-referenced, and I think it's helped us a lot this year of just being able to do different things with different guys, and it's been kind of a seamless transition when guys have to step in different roles.
Yeah, do you feel like the communication between the two groups this season has been particularly strong?
Yeah, and I think that's something we've leaned on. But I also think that's expected. We have a lot of guys now that are older guys. We have a lot of guys that have played together, consecutive years now. So that can't be a weakness of our defense. I think that has to continue to be a strength. And it's something that, like I just said, you asked, meeting together has made it a lot easier. Like, we don't have to seek each other out at separate times to talk about things. Like, if we have any type of debate or conversation of what to do to a certain look, we talk about it, right there. Like, we just left meetings. We talk about different things right there and kind of just iron everything out right there and then move on.
Yeah, this is the top offense in the league by the numbers. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah. No, they're a really good offense. I think it starts with the quarterback. This is probably one of the better quarterbacks we played this year. I think the more film I watch, you kind of really see how good he is. He's able to, be on one hash, look maybe to that side, see if that route's open, that's not open. He's able to swing his hips, his whole body around to the other side and throw a comeback, to the wide side of the field with a corner breaking underneath it. So very accurate, strong arm. We saw one of the Hail Marys about 55, 60 yards in the air. So I think you have a guy like Dak Prescott that can really move the ball around and does a great job of kind of taking care of the ball and reading defenses. And that's not to mention, you got Randall Cobb and Amari Cooper, Gallup, Witten's up in all the all-time records, So they have a lot of threats out there, and I think he does a great job of you can't really key on one guy. As good as Amari Cooper is, if you go and just try to key on him, Dak can really spread the ball around and get the ball to a lot of different guys. And I think you saw a lot of that last week against Detroit where, they were able to spread it around, go to different guys and kind of got to have it moments. So it's a game where everybody has to play well. Like, we can't have just one guy play well. As a group, we all have to play well if we want to have a chance to stop them, obviously starting with Dak and then with Zeke in the running game.
They're second in big plays, and you guys are second against in big plays. When you're talking about spreading it around, is that one of the reasons why they're able to, I think it's 8.4, that's 20-plus passes and 10-plus yard runs? Is that why? Because of that ability?
Big stat guy today, huh?
I could barely spit it out.
Yeah, like I said, you can't key on a guy, and then it always comes down to having good players. Last week you saw a couple balls that were kind of 50-50 balls. Gallup, he gets a pass interference, and he comes down with a great catch down the sideline. So plays like that, and then obviously a lot of that's going to come down to tackling too. If guys make catches, of getting them down, and then in the run game with Ezekiel Elliott trying to get as many guys as possible to him because he's a load. You watch on film, you see downhill fast too when he breaks out. So it'll be a tough, I think, deal for us just from a defensive standpoint of trying to have to stop everything.
Yeah, we talked about in years past about the GTFB. You guys, this defense plays a lot more aggressive, but you're still not allowing the big plays. Is that still something you guys talk about and focus on every week? We can't let them get over the top of us.
Yeah, I think that comes down to football. You can't give it all in one play, and nothing's better for an offense when they can get, whether it's a 70-yard touchdown or a 30 or 40-yard play on a drive. I don't know the statistics, but that usually leads to points. Just getting some type of big play like that. We talk about defensively, just try to make teams, have long drives and they have a long drive. Like we're giving up with some long drives. Good job by them. Try to get in the red area, try to make them kick three, but it's forcing teams to do that every time you take the field, to always be able to execute for a 10, 12 play drive. It's not the easiest thing to do. So I think that's something that we focus on of, no matter how aggressive we are, there's gonna be a guy in our defense that's supposed to take care of the deep part of the field, and whoever's role that is, you have to do that.
You talked about Dak playing well, and right now it seems like he's playing the best football of his career, now in his 4th year. Is this something that you get up for, to face a quarterback like that and the additional challenge that presents versus somebody who's kind of just starting out?
No, I think you get ready to go all the time, but it's also when you turn on the film, like you watch a guy, you realize, this is going to be tough. This guy's a good football player. He does everything kind of the right way at the quarterback position, athletic enough to buy time, not really trying to run, but if he has to run to pick up a first down, he can do that. So just very dangerous quarterback, and I think you get up because if you don't get up and come out and play well, it'll be 400 or 500 yards in a hurry. So I think you get up because of that, because this guy's one of the best in the game. You got to bring your A game.
Look at this Cowboys offense.
Tom talked yesterday, Ben Watson talked yesterday about Tom and how competitive he is, especially when the offense isn't doing well, and he said he should be that way, and how hard he is on the guys and on himself. How do you see him from across the ball in practice as a competitor and wanting to make things as good as possible?
But I think it's everybody. Like, no one's out here trying to, play bad football. I think all of those guys on offense, us on defense and special teams, each week we've kind of left games where there's stuff we need to improve on. And that next week in practice, like, you see it. You see everybody out there focus on that. Obviously Tom's one of the leaders on offense and on this team. So I think his approach to the game every day, whether it's going well or not, I think helps us out as a team because it sets a standard of consistency, a certain level of expectations that comes every day about playing football and about playing good football. So I think his attitude and his competitiveness for me has been the same way for 10 years, that I've been here. So just to see that, I think as a young guy, as an old guy, when you see him still like that, I think it gives us an edge, and it really pushes everyone to try to get to that level. So, I think no matter what, when he's like that, we all try to, be just like him.
Devin, when you guys played Dallas 4 years ago, Brandon Weeden was the quarterback, Romo was hurt. Is it refreshing playing when you play a team every 4 years? The preparation is almost like new as opposed to teams you see year after year. Do you prefer it when you only see a team like you have the NFC East just every 4 years?
No, I like playing teams that we know, and you watch the film, the personnel. It's a challenge. You play a team every 4 years, and like you just said, usually you play a team 4 years ago, it's totally different. That's just how our league is. So when that happens, it just puts the pressure on you to watch film and get to know the team as well as possible. Like I said, I'm watching Dak, and like you just say, he's playing the best football. Like, to me, this is like he's just playing great football. I don't know really how he's played in years past other than like catching the game on TV, but actually watching the film and seeing him, he's a great player. And I think that's the challenge, though, to continue to watch film on. It's not about, thinking you're going to know the team well by Thursday and think you know everything you need to know. You just got to keep watching throughout the week, get to know them all the way up to Sunday at 4 o'clock or 4:30 whenever we play. But just continue to study, continue to prepare.
I'm sorry, I have another question. Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank you. I came in late, as you can see, but I just wanted to hear your opinions about what kind of challenge do the Cowboys present, not only with Dak, but also Zeke.
I think, we talked about earlier, the best offense, one of the best offenses in the league. And when you're like that, it's because you can run the football and because you can pass the football. So for us, it always starts up front, stopping the run and trying to make them one-dimensional and then go from there. But even when they're throwing the ball, it's going to be one of our toughest, competitions we've had this year. Obviously one of the best quarterbacks we played, and I think their core of skill players make it really hard to just focus in on one guy because he spreads the ball around. All the guys can run. You got one of the fastest and athletic guys in the league, and Tavon Austin as the fourth receiver. So when he comes in, he's still, very capable of, whether it's a ball in his hands on a run play or a pass play, of being very dangerous. So it's a game where everyone has to play well, and that's where our plan is and how we have to execute as a defense.
Thank you.
No problem.